Come on. How about take it on that? Yes, beautiful. Yeah.
Take out these glasses. That's it, it didn't go yet. Okay, one more time. Here we go. It's going to be a timer.
Okay. All right.
All right, I'll send that to you.
Okay.
Maybe let her come in first.
Oh, she's gonna sit? You know what? I could put my chair. I could sit here.
And then
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll flip it around. I know. I can sit from that side, right? Yeah. I'm not blocking anybody, right?
Nope.
No. Yeah, this is a good view here. You cannot see nothing. Yeah, I wasn't even listening, my dear.
Because she dragged me up to the front and stick me in that corner from we came early because she wanted.
Oh.
And every time me and her walk, she always stick with me and ask me, excuse me.
I know, that's the worst. That's the worst part. Yes, folks. I think they're all here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody happy to be here today? Yeah! Everyone happy to be here today? Yeah! Thank you so much. My name is DJ Crew. I work for 102.7 FM. I also have with me Elaine, who's in the house. She's known as Ghetto Stories. We have a bunch of celebrities and dignitaries. And if you're a friend of Jamaica, all of Jamaica, make some noise. You know, today, Wayne Wilson is the man that put all of it together. I want us to stand and put our hands together for Mr. Wayne Wilson.
Man in the wilderness.
This event is called Jamaicans and Friends of Jamaica. It's a conference as we speak against corruption in Jamaica, of course, crime, which is a problem in Jamaica ever since I was a youth. We also have poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, and more. We're going to begin by standing and singing our national anthem, the national anthem of Jamaica. Please stand as we do that. Okay, we're going to do the Canada anthem first, then we'll do Jamaican anthem. So we'll start for both anthems. Now we'll do the Jamaican national anthem.
Jamaica, 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 land we love. To respect for all, service must to duty's call. Strengthen us, ways to cherish. Give us vision, lest we perish. Thy will center, Heavenly Father, grant to wisdom from above. Justice, truth be our forever. Jamaica, and we love Jamaica, 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 and we love.
Make some noise. If you love Jamaica, shout it out. If you don't love Jamaica, you don't belong in here. Because everybody here loves Jamaica. As the song says, no way, no better than you. Those who believe that, put your hands up. No way, no better than Jamaica. We believe that. So right about now, we're going to ask the beautiful daughter of Wayne Lonesome to come forward. Please put your hands together for this beautiful young lady, the daughter of Wayne Lonesome.
Good evening again, everyone. I'll be introducing the event. My name is Tanessa, for those of you who don't know my name. So I'd like to say it is my pleasure to welcome you all here today as we raise awareness to the corruption, crime, poverty, poor state of our sweet, sweet Jamaica. And I'd like you guys to take a moment to reflect on this question I'm about to ask. So, how much is too much? You know? Like, how much is too much? Alright. So, are you guys willing to sit aside in silence and watch your home be destroyed? No. Your culture dismantled? No. Or people dying at the hand of political misconduct? No. And no injustice? No. Okay. So we, as members of the Diaspora, will not be silenced. We join here in unison to encourage others to speak up and let your voices be heard. Our end goal is to make Jamaica livable again, where people aren't afraid of moving back home, aren't discouraged from conducting profitable businesses within the country. The economy has to be restructured in order to give the sick and elderly the proper health care they deserve, and to provide our youth with resources that will ultimately set them up for a productive and stable future. You like me, you know, somebody young like me, yeah, like one. So, our justice system must be mopped clean of well-dressed criminals that work with members of the political party and gang members to keep our country in a deplorable state. We have to clean it up. You know, like, in our ways, we have to clean it up. Yeah, like, we have to clean it up. And, so, basically, what I'm trying to say is that we must go for the head first, right? Without the head, the body will not function. And we have to, you know, start this up. Right. So, I'd like to say how we vote matters, right? We need a change, not tin mackerel, you know? Permanent change is what we're seeking with this movement. As you all know, the man is out of the wilderness tonight. And That's not my word, it's his. Okay, I hope everyone has had the pleasure of meeting my father. Wait on some. The renegade when afraid. Alright. And my dad, along with the Diaspora staples, Dr. Rupert Francis, Mr. Rattigan, Herb Nelson Jr., sorry, Mr. Mystic Sensation, and Carlos. You're supposed to say sir. Sorry. So they all will be speaking tonight, but first, actually I was supposed to do this introduction before the prize, so I'd like to hand over to Tracy. Oh, sorry, President. I apologize.
And so my trainer, she tried though, she did good, don't give it up for her. And come here, let's say you're afraid. If you come like your father, you can't afraid. You afraid? Afraid. Alright, so quick question. What is your hope for Jamaica as a young lady?
To be honest, I would just like to see like the betterment of the country, and I would like to know that the youth, because me I think about myself now, I would like to see every younger person be able to get the opportunity to do better and not basically fall to the system's, deplorable state. It's not in a good condition, so I can't really blame them for some of the ways that they've turned to. So I'm hoping that we get the opportunity to be able to better ourselves. And for my family members and older people, I'd like for them to be able to have good health care, as you know, because of negligence and poor everything in Jamaica, a lot of people aren't able to live long, healthy lives because they don't have the opportunity. So, yeah.
Alright, give it up one more time. Alright, so it's such a pleasure being here in Canada. And hey, listen, great story. I've been to Canada a couple of times. I've flown here a couple of times, but I've driven here from Florida 3 times. I'm gonna take oath for the 3rd time, said never again. But the first time I said never again, and then she sweet me up and rub my chin 2 times. And I want to swim and sleep in a car, pull over, rest stop at Niagara all the time, and then once you cross over, take what is it, the Queen Elizabeth? Yeah, that one there, and try to come in. But listen to me, the second time I said, me not need to love now, money! I'm a flex. And she said, so our partner trying to pick up, I said, wait, take so long, come now, man. The 3rd time, no, that one there. And then, so I decided that, you know what, I'm going to take my vacation, driving to Canada. This wasn't for love nor money. This time it was for the scenic route. So me decided to not take 95, and I go over in Ohio and cut through some bush. When we drive about 1,000 miles, I said, I'm fooling. Got 3 times now I do this thing, I promise you. That was the worst road trip I've ever had. Not because the company was bad, but just because it was so long. And I promise you, I said me now come back to Canada for love nor money. But I'm here for country. I'm here for country. So, the love gone, the money spent, but the country, I'm here for country. So, question, if you came to Canada for country, raise your hand. A liar. So much non-Canadian there? No man, stand up man. If you don't come from Canada but you're there for this, stand up. Come on, show them some love, man. Thank you. I know so some of you don't stand up on my nose, so don't take the train, take the bus. Where you take green one, I take? Green one, some people take train, some people take plane. What you take? Boat? You broke the law, what? Air Canada from Jamaica. Do we have anyone else here who came from Jamaica? No man, no. When you talk about commitment, you think you remember full Florida trip or something, but straight from the yard, straight from the yard, straight from the yard. Give it up for them. The DJ Cole, come on DJ Cole. No, yeah, 102.7, right? I mean 103.9. No, this is a year crowd. Alright? So remember though, there was one quick word of prayer. I'm going to make you warm up the crowd. Because we have a great distinguished panel. And that panel yeah, listen to me. You said people right or so? Yes. I always say this. I want to mark this on the head. Every great moment in history start like this. A group of people who believed, a group of people who were determined, a group of people who wanted to make a change. So let me tell you this. When the memoirs and the books and the documentaries are being written, and I remember that part of the video here, where Mr. President said, listen to me, you were there. You were in the room when the people galvanized together and demanded change. So listen to me, now is my good time to come right us from Florida, just because I'm not nothing to do. I'm doing this because I'm doing it as an investment. I'm doing this as a sacrifice for the country. I'm doing this because I believe that change happened with us. So I know you're believers. And I know you want to make a difference. And that is why we're all here. So listen, make we start the thing right by opening in prayer. Join me. Please stand. Out of respect. And now my days we should have to take off our hat too. I don't hear push and ball and square like the summer way. They still have to take off their hat. Father, we pray in the mighty name of Jesus as we gather here today, we evoke the presence of the living God. Even as the anthem said, Eternal Father, bless our land. We've been praying that prayer to you from 1962. We've sung it, we've said it, we've written it. And each time we say it, we remember that it's only you, the Most High, Eternal Father, can really bless and turn around Jamaica. I hope we never forget that. It's not our political will, it's not our logics and our intelligence and our will for change that will do it, but it is you who makes the difference. So we invite your presence in these conversations and these social activities. Bless the speakers, bless Wayne, bless his house, and bless everyone who came from near and far so that we can be champions for change. We evoke your presence and we say, have your way today. And everybody say, Amen. Please be seated. Everybody, DJ Cool.
Hold on then. President, hold on. I know you talk about driving from Florida. I've done the trip. I've driven from Montreal to Florida and I loved it. I love it. Come on, show some love for this man who believes in God. And you know what? Every Jamaican have to believe in God. That's why we have that as our national anthem. Eternal Father, bless our land. This is not a joke. From when I was a kid growing up, I remember singing that in school, praying that, and believe it or not, here in Canada, they're trying to take prayers out of our schools. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like that. In Canada, we need to bring back prayers in our school. And we'll bring about that change too. Because like he said, it starts right here. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Wade Ransom. Come on, stand up and see him, amazing. This man, honestly, is one of the best. And I'm not joking. I've known him for years. And I'd like you to say a few words to these people because everybody that you see out here tonight, they came here because of the Almighty Father and because of you. You helped to put this together. You know, Ghetto Stories is here. I'm going to talk to her a little later. She's going to come up and say a few words, but please say something to the people.
Yeah, man, you know the renegade when I'm afraid. Man in the wilderness! Where they are? Yeah, man, you know, we have to put the thing them together because we have to make a change in Jamaica. Can't stop no more. Yeah? Yeah, man, and you know, we have to step forward, you know, we have to stand on the music and then we have a government who have mash up the place and not care for poor people and them kind of everything. So we have to, you know, we have to get up and rise up and stand up and say enough is enough. Yeah? Enter your wealth and look at the health system in Jamaica. It's a failure. And we have the government that tell us, say, yo, come and invest. Diaspora, come down because it's sweet. And we are saying, sweet. What did it sweet? No, not did it sweet. Yeah? They might invite people to come back to Jamaica. You're not older than your share, you know. And if you go home and you go sick, you sick. Can you imagine you're sick at 2 o'clock in the morning? You're sick. And you call, what, 109? Go on and get. Well, no, I'm not get that. If you do get something, you get a police car. You come and fling in the back of the car and when you reach a hospital, where you get? A wheelchair. And they go down the slum in your wheelchair, fam. Yes. Until you're dead. So the woman I invite you to come back to Jamaica when you know say you enter your wealth. Cardboard. Cardboard. Yeah? So that's why you see, you know, we have similar team, you know. The Titans and the, you know, yes, the renegade man afraid, the rebel, you know, Herb T. You know that man in the joke right there. Jamaican Carlos. Yeah, Dr. Francis. Yeah. You know, we are reaching up. And we start to wreck the government. We're not them friends, you know. Because 2 weeks ago, we said Dr. Christopher Tufton called me and I said, yeah, I want to come up on the program, you know. And in brave. Don't in the grave. Yeah, man, them come on, but they want them come to spread a little propaganda. I feel them can go around the man that win the list. Remember, none of them can go around me, you know. You know that, right? Yeah, man, them can't go around the man that win the list. So when them come and them buck and them try to shift, the first thing we play that video. This video. We want to play it too, you know. We want to play it because it's really touching. We go play it. We have to play it. Voila.
Reveal of giver Henry, drawing his last breath from this earth last Thursday. It still haunts his family and friends.
Stressed, tired, disappointed, frustrated. There was a few of the adjectives used to describe the way I feel present. Is and the disturbing news, the more negligence.
But what about the alleged threats coming from some elements of the community since the incident?
I'm sure no one was threatened. None of us threatened anyone. The media keep broadcasting that saying that the nurses, the staffs are afraid to go to work because they are fearful for their life, they have been threatened. I can guarantee that all of that are just lies. They are just putting media, feeding the stories to the public just to provide and hide behind those words.
Alright, so you see when I play this to Christopher Tufton, you know when asked me say, remember what thing? When we get it. No, and when it happened. When it happened, you are the head minister of Jamaica. Get too much million. But you asked me when this happened. So me if you tell you when this happened, remember you can film watching. It's at this watch. Right? And then I play next video because tell me what. If they go and come asking about some incubator. Incubator, right? When we want to ask? Some ventilator. Some ventilator, them want to ask him about. But we never ask him about that. I mean, I have some other video where he thinks I never ask him about maybe the rats in the hospital. You know, I did ask him about that, you know when that said to me? You know when that said to me? Mistake. And I said, but when last you come to Jamaica lonesome, you know, so we get rid of them right there with the rat trap and kill. You know, better than that. So I couldn't want me less than I did. So I go and show this. It couldn't go around it because a man will play around anything and go around, so you know, me the right. So you know that, right? And then I show my next video. Because I show you, remember, you know, your health is your wealth. Yeah? And if you don't have a healthy nation, you don't have a wealthy nation. Right? It's a sin. It's a sin. $700 billion. Yeah? And cannot account for. Yeah? We don't know where it's gone. I know the thing right here is a go round. We can't stay so no more. And our people are feel it. You see when them sick? You know where them go? Miami. Them have the money, them go to Miami in this place. We can't sit down no more and watch them and do our people them like this. It's wrong. You understand? It's wrong. And this not have nothing to do with politics or nothing, you know, because you have some people because they might get a little, you know, when they get a little handout and something they pick up for party and all kind of thing. We don't know that, you know. From here, crush our people because we really get to, you know. Yeah, crush me. And it's wrong. This wrong. Me show him my next video because, you know, when I want to knock him, he might ask, oh, wait, me show him this other one. Let me show you the other one, let me show him. Because we put him in a little trap, you know. We put him in a little trap. So let me show him this other one. Show you the other one. Right, this bad.
When you don't tap the scripture, you can't. Don't tap the scripture.
Yes, hold on. Okay? We can move that one here. I'm going to show you the other one now because him go like him never know nothing about the one there. I'll go this one. Look on this one.
Because in Jamaica, short up there. It's short up there and people are dying. People are dying even when they can't get help. And it is a very sad state for the country to be in. Any country that cannot provide good medical help is going nowhere. It's going nowhere. Alright. We shall come back by 10:30. We shall need to get our move now. We're not ready back to hospital. The hospital will say, alright, how are we going to transport her? Can we get a JF helicopter? We say, what's the procedure? Ma'am, they are trying to work out her to move, but there is no ambulance again. At farmers, we try to get an ambulance from Montego Bay. Mr. Can we pay for private? Dr. S. Dixon, one tell me, if you even pay for private, no nurse will want to know. This is what we serious. Before we reach there, sir. One day night, when we went to look for my mother, I must say she had me for Saturday morning. You know, I said, Miss, there's only 2 pills left, 2 armored pills left. I said, what do you mean? 2 pills left. You bought a week's supply for $95,000. Please, there's no pill. This all the means there's no pill. He said the pill can't last. He said, so don't find the pill. The last, no matter pill, peace.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Sell it. So search, I gave the nurse the pill for 1 week supply. 34 hours, 60 milligrams. Remember that pill that would give you $95,000 for? Then say, alright, we're going to serve, we're going to investigate who was on it, we describe the person. Then say, call nurses supervisor officer, report the case that the pill is lost, or in this case, stolen, or thief. When we call nurses supervisor office at Falmouth Hospital, about 8:30 in the night, because after 52 hours from a therapist, she only have 2 pills, and 2 pills is 1 dose because one of the pills is 30 milligrams. So that means that if it's every 4 hours in Jamaica, she would miss at least 3 doses over the course of the night. And they already delayed. You understand? She would miss 3 doses. We said, no, this I get from back to worse. They said, no. They said, it's too much. This is too much for the family now. This is too much.
49. Right now, this is very serious. Never yet in our history, that we have seen such a rampant corruption. Never yet. Right? Regardless of how, views out there and persons out there saying both parties are the same. Right? The truth be told, as it relates to my particular research, no, they are not. Right? You have seen from 1954 until we speak today. Do the history, Google search, more than 8 Jamaican Labour Party members of parliament, right,
are tried, processed through the judiciary, and sent to prison. Let us compare that. How many People's National Party member of parliament are processed through the system, found guilty, and gone to prison? Not one. In spite of what people may say as it relates to allegations, right? Allegations are not facts. Now we have seen Colonel Spencer that processed through the system. The fact of the matter, he had placed through the judiciary found him not guilty. So what we have here today, that we have a Jamaica Labour Party, right, from the onset, right, have been guilty, right, of blatant corruption. Now let me say this. Of all the corruption that we want to speak about, when you have a political party aim in destroying our education, the vital fiber to bring our nation forward, then we have to say, time come. This is the second attempt as it relates to UL Reid. But prior to UL Reid, another Minister of Education had done the very same thing. So then let me ask, if a party understands the importance of education to pivot our nation forward, and that party is crippling our nation, crippling our education system, that party doesn't mean the country no good. And so then we are saying, while we are gathered here today, is to say to the Jamaica Labour Party, time come.
Yeah.
All right, time come, and I pass this
time come for the intro.
Hello everyone. Blessings and one love. Thank you so much for turning out. Really appreciate everyone's support. And I just want to say time come for accountability and the new day has done. Keep up the fight.
All right. And sitting beside Henry, ladies and gentlemen, our fearless leader. Now, if Wayne Lonesome is a renegade when afraid, we're coming to that. Talking about the Rottweiler. There's only one name why these government officials don't sleep well at night. And a heartburn. Anything else, you know, them way scratch them in and figure out. But once a year, you know, they send some kind of shiver up their spine. Ladies and gentlemen, the fearless leader himself, none other than Wilfred Radical.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen.
Family!
It's my pleasure and privilege to be here with you. I'm truly humbled by the warm embrace and reception I've received. Now, if you had asked me, well, first of all, let me just say thanks to Man of the Wilderness and all of the panelists here, and to you for showing up tonight. It's good to be back in Canada. My last time here was 1998. Shame on me, right? No, at that time I was assigned to the embassy up in Ottawa. I was working up at the FBI office there. And shortly after that, I got transferred to Saudi Arabia. So it's good to be back here. But if you had asked me 2 years ago, if you had told me 2 years ago I would be on stage with these luminaries, I would have said, you're mad. No way. Because I was one of those people who sat in a group and said, all of the people in Jamaica, they're dead off, they're not good, they're not this, they're not that. And it dawned on me that, wait a minute, instead of criticizing the country, why don't you do something to uplift the country?
Yes, right.
And I started watching, and I admitted to them recently that I was watching their program, Dynamic Duo, Music Sensation, I was watching Lonesome's program, and to be frank, I got inspired. And then I also joined forces with Dr. Francis and this gentleman right here, Herb Nelson Jr. Jamaican Carlos came on later on. But I'm the newbie on the scene. And why am I here? I'm not here because of position. I'm not seeking position. I'm not seeking power. I'm not seeking status. I've retired from the FBI. I'm a practicing attorney. I don't need this. I have to do this. Because when I look back and I look at what's going on in Jamaica, it's a goddamn disgrace. And we have people there who are so-called educated, so-called qualified. But then when I look at some of the things that this group has done, especially her, and he probably won't talk about it tonight, but he's done some deep diving on some of these crooked politicians. And when you look at some of the things, you start saying to yourself, how much money do you really need in this life? How much? And it reminds me of a case when I was the number 2 person in charge of the FBI office in Mississippi. There's a gentleman who was on trial. And I remember a billionaire, and I remember the judge said to him, greed is like salt water. The more you drink of it, the thirstier you get. And that's what's going on in Jamaica. Greed. It's not because they need the money. They don't need it. You know who need it? The people of Jamaica, poor people. And so we need to be the voice for the voiceless. We need to be the voice for the people who are marginalized, the people nobody don't care about, because they can't speak for themselves. And you see what happened recently? People can't talk anymore because people are being tracked and people are being traced and people are being threatened. But up your soul, we don't know fear. We don't know fear, and so I want to thank all of you for believing in us. I want to thank all of you for the support you have provided us, and I ask you to continue, because together we will rise. Together the change will come. Thank you.
All right, we're going to skip over Wayne. We're going to go to Herb. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our intelligence analyst. This man is the kind of guy. We have children in the room? Yes. Okay, I was going to say get hard on intelligence. But I can't say that. I can't say that with the children. But this guy, whenever you think about anything intelligent, he gets his juices flowing. And let me tell you this, you just want to say anything that to do with law enforcement or intelligence, Herb will be like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning blasting off documents and research. This man take corruption seriously. And he has spent his life. And you're going to see, this man's life work will show you and prove to you that he's fighting for you. And he's going up against the people who believe they can pull a wool over a eye. And no, there might have been corruption happening for years, but with the tools we have today, the tools at Herb's disposal, and a lot more people out there who are deep diving, they are uncovering things that traditionally you wouldn't be able to uncover to realize how corrupt some of these elected officials are. Ladies and gentlemen, the man with the plan, Mr. Herb Nelson Jr.
Greetings, everybody. I know I came to every table this evening. If I missed you, hopefully we can get a picture together if you're just coming in. So, I'd like to say something about patriots, because that's exactly what you are. Not the kind of patriots you see in some places that swear to kill people and do things that only their race can enjoy. What's Jamaica's motto? I can't hear that because out of many one people. Yes. All right. Patriots who desire a better country discuss and share concerns about the nation's current state and future direction. That does sound familiar? Yes. Come on, guys. Yes. Organize and mobilize efforts to bring about positive change. That's what we're doing right now. Yes. Advocate for policies and reforms that benefit the country and its citizens. Yes. Support and encourage leaders and initiatives that align with their vision for a better country. Yes. Engage in community service and volunteer work to address local issues and improve the quality of life. Yes.
educate and raise awareness about important issues, and promote civic engagement.
Yes.
Build a sense of community and solidarity among like-minded individuals.
Yes.
And develop and implement solutions to address social, economic, and political challenges.
Yes.
Now, if you have not been engaging in that, they say by gathering, country patriots can pool their resources, expertise, and passion to drive meaningful change and create a better future for your country.
Yes.
Now, when I'm there at 3 or 4 in the morning, and there are people just picking away on my computer, right? They're asking questions. And it's as if I'm trying to answer their questions without giving away too much, right? You have people asking me simple questions like, was this guy really born in Great Britain? And do you are they serious about what they're saying? And then I have to look at the Constitution and I have to say, no, they're not serious about what they're saying. Whether they're born in Great Britain or any other Commonwealth country, they have a right to run for office and to occupy office in any Commonwealth country, basically. That includes Jamaica, right? So when the pressure hit the Prime Minister, he brought up something that was supposed to be privileged information. And privileged information simply means if your information here at the Social Security Office in Canada gets disclosed by a government minister, then I believe you have the right to sue that government minister for how many disclosures that occurred. So you can't go into somebody's personal records, look at their passport, and tell the country, this guy has a different passport. Especially if it's a UK passport. Are Canadians UK citizens? They're not UK citizens necessarily unless they were registered in the UK or registered at embassy here. But all Canadians are what? Commonwealth citizens, just like Jamaicans. And if they're going to live in Jamaica for a year, they can run for what? Office. Right? It's that simple. So the Prime Minister started a fire that he believed would have engulfed the opposition leader. And all it did was come back and burn him on the ass. Because it was just simple shenanigans he was utilizing to get people to stop talking about what? His failure to fire.
All right. All right, give it up for Herb Nelson, everybody. All right, pass it back to Wayne. Now, earlier I mentioned Dr. Rupert writing a letter. But there was a man who filed a lawsuit. No, who that man is. Does anybody know who that man is? There was a man who got sick and tired of talking and said, Nadine Sutherland sing one song. And what the song say? Not talk about the mouth. And listen, please, we want to collect a donation. If you're leaving, leave a donation with the OJLF. Please, don't leave it in the box somewhere at the bar there and it's a donation. Please, but don't leave without leaving something with us, alright? Everybody, I go see it, so if you think kind of a slip out, you have got something. We have to pay for it, yeah. We're not in the back door neither, we have to pay for it, yeah. So my things are not going to slip out, I might eat some curry goat and just support power wisdom. Alright, sure. We don't want to give some, so thank you. You guys are always awesome. But back to our star and our host today. No, so this man decides, said, no, me and the bag of talking. You know what we're going to do? We're going to take the fight to them. And this fire started right here with that almost handsome guy. I remember me almost handsome. We established that, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the renegade himself. He pinned our lawsuit and took the fight to them. And that set off a fire right now. That's why we have the letter. That's why we have Ratty. That's why we have Mystic. That's why we have Carlos. But I mean, the president been around a long time. We just know about me coming up on social media. But nonetheless, media upon it to know. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to reintroduce to us our host and the renegade. He's setting the pace. We have laid out a dossier of videos because we want to be a little bit interactive. And let me apologize to those who are watching the stream. I understand that the audio is not the best quality. Do turn it up a little bit and catch your ears, because you will be informed and you will be empowered. So we apologize to anyone out there that's watching the stream and encountering any kind of challenge. Later on, thanks to Wayne, we also will have good audio quality because we're professionally recording this. So later on, you'll get a higher quality, and he obviously will repost and restream. But for you who are here, we're gonna make a difference tonight. So one more time, without any further ado, I want to big up Mr. Cool, but we are bringing back the renegade as we take this fight and fight on for the people.
Yes, man, the renegade is not afraid, you know? Yes. Let me tell you something, man. Jamaica can't stop her force now. What earth minerality? Yeah, because when you take, I don't even know if we call them Sir Gooks. So don't know how Google got that, right? Sir Gooks. Because he was no police. He was no police. And we see it from afar. Because when the Prime Minister take a military guy and tell him that personal advice, that's, you know, that's one of the lowest point, you know. Not true? Yes. And then, you know, he said, no, we want to return a commissioner. The first advisor that took Prime Minister in the history of Jamaica, you know. The first, you know, security advisor, when they have a security minister. Never make no sense. It make any sense? No. So you pay him over 10 million at a time, and then you double up your money. If you not at all, that man there, him dumber than rock. Because if you talk to a rock, remember, if you say, yo, you hear it echo there, you get an echo now, you know, bounce and echo upon you. If you say, yo, to Google, straight ass. So, you know, we get fed up by him now and the pay stupid this, so we have to do a lawsuit him because he have to move. Yes, man, we have to lawsuit him. We have to move him. Yeah? Yeah, man, because we couldn't take it no more. We see Marla talk to Miss Kitty one at the time and he must say, man, you know my ass, we asked that, man. And he might come in and say, I'm not really a commissioner. No, you're commissioner right through. From your commissioner until you leave the post. You understand? And people like them, they know, you know, the government have, and are putting up, you know, I move the qualified people there. And I put some lackeys and yes man. And that bad. So I have to get up and I have to burn up the one of these kind of things. It can't work no more. We're tired of that now, you know. Because that can't move the country. And now move the country forward. And then have the masses in art. Then have the masses in art. So we have to lawsuit. Well, no Google run up and down, you know. Because Google, in glad same run down, you know. And me hear them drop the cover by Ratty. Karate do the second lawsuit, you know. Yeah. Inside find the guy myself, no man, I don't have this. You find out them, of course. Of course, not I wonder because you're that screw, you know. I want to know how to do that. Yes. And the third one too. But when they knock the second one, them said, nah, you're not understanding. We are not understanding. Said, you're not understanding, right, Ratty? You're not understanding. And then maybe when Google leave now, they might drop the word and say, Google himself, come here have it here, you know. I like play them thing there, you know, because you know we like hold people to account. Google said, no, them not you know, draft nobody outside of the commission and them have, you know, police them with qualification there. We can't manage the country. No. I'll be a yes man and I'll be a lackeys and whims around the Jamaica Constable Force. That's why them trouble Ruan James. And that bad. That bad. We should have stand up for Ruan James. Good police. But don't play politics with the police. You don't play politics. What we want or want a government for, you know, you leave the police force alone. Police for the policing. Police to the serve, protect and reassure the citizens of the country. Not for work, for no government. Like them, you know, you have to think to them and they get out the people them and attack them. It definitely need to stop. It needs to stop. Tonight enough things to talk to, you know. So we're going to just take time and go back across to President, to DJ Cool. Yes. Yes, and then I forgot to ask some question to you know, because you know, when we get across tonight, I always, because they must sit down and watch, you know. And they must watch this. So we have sent a message to them same way. We have to continue to hold them accountable.
Yes.
And we want some people to start going to prison, by the way, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, we want some people to go to prison. Yeah, man. We want some people to start going to prison. Tell me something. In a full lifetime, from when you know yourself, from the band till now, when you know yourself. When you ever see anybody from the PSOJ ever go to prison yet? I ever get charged? But you still them are the biggest cooking in Jamaica, you know? Yeah. You know that? You know about the coke port?
Yeah.
Tell me which ghetto youth could have fined 25 million US and nearly 3.4 billion Jamaican. Like up at the coke port. Which Jamaican, look at Jamaican youth. I know Jamaican youth that do that. And then them find the next 80 million dollar that around 16 billion. 12, no, that's 12 billion. It equals 16 billion in all. Them fine right there. So that's the coke port and Domawa. That's not little ghetto youth sitting that.
No.
Don't fix building. You hear me call the name fix building. You can fix the things there. That guy is not a police guy. They need to move. Yes. He wants to straight. Right? Fix building, fix up the thing and it come out. Remember this is 2022 when he come up at the coke port, right? And he come out last year, March, and say, oh, we just sign a paper and we soon, you know, we're going to make an arrest. Will you say anybody get arrested here now? No. Why can't the government this? We need real government. No, man, we need some real government, man, and do real things now, man. We're tired of this now, man. And the PSOJ behind this, because they love when they have a government where it's yo-yo. Yes. Yes. You understand? So that's how the PSOJ loves it. They're like yo-yo. Where they can use and you know, them pay less taxes and you have some big guys there with some bank where them close, them draw to look at money and close their account. That back to you know. Yeah. Most people don't have a account. SSL is the next one again. I know they don't touch you with the guy, you know. You know what them do? You remember what them do? They don't know to that one named Jean Panther. Me I don't want the man and say, yo, me never not show the woman her face because she can't move the money there. 31 million US. Oh, she remove that. And touch the SWIFT system. Whenever you got the SWIFT system, if you touch that, believe me, America come here. She couldn't take out the money there. Remember, you have to transfer the money. And by the way, SSL is not a bank. Ain't a bank. Yeah? And then blame that poor little woman. And then you have something named, you know, more peace radio, aka Big Mama. Big Mama. Yes. Yeah, all they do is just play politics. We're not playing politics for now. You understand? We are talking about Jamaica. And we have to clean Jamaica. Yes, and we're not joking with them.
You need to
so
go.
That's what we said tonight. We're going to talk about a lot of things, you know, a lot of things. Because you understand? We're going to talk about a lot of things, man. But we're going to move on. We're going to continue to move on. Yes.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, so here's the deal. So, you may ask yourself the question. All right. What can I do being here tonight? But remember, it really comes down to action. Wrong or right? Right. Because if you come here, we gather, we talk, we express our frustration. That's one thing. But the true question really is this: how do we use our presence here to make an impact and bring the quantifiable results of change that we're looking for? That's really the question. What does your presence here mean to the future of Jamaica? Well, I'm glad you asked, Preacher. Not for trouble, I had to do it. Dr. Francis did it, so we have to take a swipe out, right? But listen, this is non-political, by the way. The number friend that we wear a PMP shirt, and she goes with it. The PMP hat there, I told you, hey, a PMP table is so. That was a green balloon. Me, would have was a green balloon. You know that was a green balloon if I was sitting at this table. Because you know, orange shirt, orange. I'm going to make sure she put her orange in there. We have something green, they're confusing. Which I choose a side, man. Anyway, but we're on the side of Jamaica. It doesn't matter which party, we're all on the side of Jamaica and the future of Jamaica. So here are your leaders. Here are the people with the vision that you have listened to. You have vetted all of them. You have watched them work, and you know exactly what their heart and what their position is. But my question for you is a very simple one. How does your presence here make the ball move towards the goal? How can you help? The first thing I'm telling you is that, and not all of us have a law degree like Wilfred Rattigan. Not all of us have the military background like Dr. Rupert. Not all of us have the IT and intelligence analysis like my good friend Earth. And not all of us have platforms like Wayne and Mystic and Carlos that they can get the word out. But let me say this to you. You are really the people that will put these guys to work. Yes. And we need to put them to work. We started a fund, the OJLDF fund, and that helps the work to go on. Because every time you file a lawsuit, it's money. Every time you're doing some research, it's money. Every time you have to go somewhere to visit and have a meeting, it's cost. And we're asking you to be a part of it. That's the first thing. And the next thing, John right here want to learn how to file ATIs. He's been begging you, learn how to file ATI. Let me know what is ATI. What is ATI? Access to what? And overflow that. And she's still up there now. That means something good. Yo! If not me, my president has hold her and she does, oh, she couldn't even hear her phone. She couldn't even hear her phone. Hey, is that cool? Come on, yo!
Boy, I think she was enjoying your speech, you know. Straight up. Were you enjoying him? Yeah. Were you enjoying what I said?
What's the boss? Listen, I can tune that beat with them. I don't have a favorite song, you know.
I should answer the phone. I won't be phone.
She's not distracted.
She didn't care about the phone.
You know what that said to me?
Yeah.
She's about the people's business.
Yes. Come on. Show the first thing for her.
Everything else is secondary to her. And you! Because look how we did late today. And someone never make some way. You have some people that kiss their teeth and say, oh, I'm going to like the Jamaican because they got no time. And some people that don't like it. You know, so some people feel like that and they don't understand, so sometimes there are reasons behind the control why there's a delay. You know, some people, they just love cuss and love call their fellow Jamaicans and professionals. You know, some people say so, no. Yes! What do you mean by the girl beside you that says so? Make sure I can!
Oh, I call my phone.
Did I call folks?
No. Who the cap fit?
Let them wear it!
Send the man who wearing a cap. But seriously though, some people that cuss and go on and vex and go on and say, yo, listen to the But you know what you guys did? You patiently fellowship and connect with people and meet, because you guys know it's bigger than the moment. It's just bigger than just any kind of temporary setback. And we have great things we're going to be covering tonight. But I want your participation. This is an open forum. and this is going to be your time to express yourself. So let me say this to you guys. Please, I have one thing I have to say.
Yes.
And I stand the risk of isolating some people who are very partisan. But I want you to keep in mind, it is not very professional and patriotic to do what me do. Call the Honorable Prime Minister controlness. Don't do it. It don't look good at the song when you look at the big Honorable Prime Minister and you call him control.
Klepto.
No, let me say this.
Klepto.
If we do it.
Klepto. Klepto.
No.
He's a kleptomania. Prime Minister Klepto.
It is not it.
Prime Minister Kleptomania.
So, hold on. So listen again. I can do it and get where we did.
I can do it.
Listen, I can do it. You can do it. You can do it. What do you call the honorable? This honorable control.
To be honest with you, I believe if somebody has a job to do and they're not doing it, you have a right to say how you feel.
Alright. Hold on. Let me say this again. And in all seriousness though. Alright. The thing about it is this. The Prime Minister is in an office. And I'm dead serious now. He's in an office and we don't like what they do. We believe that they're corrupt and they're not following the laws that they're sworn to uphold. Am I right? We all agree with that. Yeah. But here's the deal. Speaking disparagingly and using all kind of disparaging terms and pejorative terms, meaning say I say face things, calling all kind of names, that doesn't solve the problem. So what I want us to focus on tonight, instead of focusing on the nicknames and the conjure, what me do, don't follow me, I come rude, I'm ready. So don't follow me do. Do what me say, but not do what me do. So we want to keep it civil, that message. So tonight in the conversation, let us know one thing. No matter how you take it, if Jamaica is called upon to be represented around the globe, there's nobody else, the world is looking to but him. So whether you like him or not, whether you like his policy, whether you like his performance, that's another story. But here's the deal. We gonna be above that. Because guess what? If you have another Prime Minister coming, and if many of us are hoping that Mark will step in, we would want the same respect being offered to him in the same way from the opposition. Am I right?
No, this
fear and fear. Fear and fear. And fear being hypocritical and partisan. Because people say partisan. And then we know what's than them. Don't do that. Don't do that. You see, righteousness right across the board. Righteousness and just righteousness. And you can't take side. You have to put straight. So tonight, in your deliberation, in your discourse, while you're talking, keep in mind, he's the representative of our country, and we're going to vote him out, many of you will, but here's the deal. But we need to also make sure that when we're speaking, people don't get sidetracked by the pejorative terms and the negative things we're saying about the person, but we focus on the performance, right? Because the performance is the issue. So we don't want nobody call it sweet pepper nose. So me alone. Nobody can say sweet pepper nose but me. If anyone says sweet pepper nose, come here and see. No, come here and see and say stop it.
He has no allegiance to Jamaica.
Do not do that.
Well, boss.
His allegiance is to the king, not to Jamaica.
Born in Jamaica. And grew up in Jamaica and love Jamaica to the max. I believe everybody that's here tonight should remember say a Jamaica first. Bottom line. It no matter whether you're PNP or JLP, we believe in Jamaica first. And if you're here and you take side, we ain't that. We want people to put Jamaica first. Because when we say eternal Father bless our land, it means we want God to bless certain people and leave out certain people. And you're right about what you said. The respect is due, because when it comes to representing us we still have to show our support behind somebody, whether or not we like what I say, but we still have to show them support. It's like the Trudeau guy in Canada right now. I wouldn't people not like him either. But out of respect, we still have to realize anything I might represent us. So good point.
And it's just protocol. Right? So tonight is going to be great. So we're going to turn back over to our panelists, and they're the star of the show tonight. Now we have a dossier of videos I mentioned that we're going to be looking at. Because the thing about it, we have brought the evidence. And we need your support to galvanize the actions that's going to come. The report that Herb has been pulling, the ATIs that Ratty has been pulling, all of this comes back to you, and now you respond to the whole thing. So we're going to do the thing right tonight. Wrong or right?
And you know something?
We're Jamaica, we're going to do the right thing.
You know, as Jamaican, we have to be diplomatic. Sometimes we might not like what we want, but we have to be diplomatic about it. That's what I want people to do. Just be diplomatic. Because we don't agree with a lot of stuff. The poverty, the corruption, the healthcare, and all them things there. But if we try to use brute force and ignorance, we're not going to achieve what we want to achieve. We have to be very diplomatic about it.
My therapist told me once, he said, Lincoln, that's President Lincoln, focus on the problem, not the person. Because they always say, you always make me do this, you always make me do that, and you make me do it. Anybody ever said?
This is the government we are dealing with, and I'm saying, do not send them a dime, not dime, people. Not even a dime, because that money you give to them will not be spent appropriately. People will still suffer. They get $6.something million already from the Caribbean. They get 2.5, I think, from the UN, 2-point-something from the US, 200 from Cayman, they get money from China. God knows where else they get money. And now I see where them say, why they don't have enough money, so they're going to have to cut back in terms of the assistance that they're providing. In the event that they have another hurricane. You know, why we have having this hurricane bond? Why we have insurance? So again, let me say for those who have ears to hear, do not send your money to the government of Jamaica, send it to your family members or send it to a charity. Thank you.
All right, before we go further, bring up Dr. Francis here. We have something to say, guys, real quick. Now you see, all of these people right here, you guys, you see when they're Jamaica, some of this would bother me, some of this would not bother us. It's because we fly out, we're wiser, smarter, more intelligent. Now we're having a bird's eye view. We come to different places, we see politicians get God jail and stuff for them too. We come to different places, we see nobody in a harbor, no criminal in the office, don't it? Some of us Jamaica will go out there with the Canadian people, American people, British people, and go protest against crooked politicians and Jamaica will come from. So why should we accept that from Jamaica? I said it many times on my platform. Maybe if I was in Jamaica, I would do the same thing what Jamaican people might do. Look for this Philadelphia, try to hustle politicians, we don't visit nothing, we don't care about nothing. People, the best thing that could happen to Jamaica is for those of us who come from it, who fly out, now we have a bird's eye view, and really mean the country good. That's why you get this out of us. But every day, I'm missing sensation that probably looks for a politician right now. Me too. Hustle everybody. Another talk truth. Which one are you willing to sell to the vote? Which one are you willing to sell to the vote of that song? We're not hungry no more. We're not selling the vote for some chicken and some fertilizer. We're not meat. Right? So now what we're doing have better meaning. So without further ado, we are bringing down Dr. Francis, the old bull. Respect that Francis.
Well, I'm indeed a hold. We'll give him a round of applause. But until I come here tonight, I didn't know that more people can chat more than me. Percy chat more than me. Mystic chat more than me. Ratty chat more than me. And yes, Carlos, you chat more than me. My God. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one good thing, Carlos, you know. We are to be blamed as much as the people in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Tom drunk, but Tom a fool.
Yeah.
And if a prime minister gets up and tells you that you have to take matters in your own hands after a hurricane, run as far as you can from him because he's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because it is quite
carefully here. We buried this a woman and I met her and then tell me she come in 5 days. I gone.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, if I hear certain people coming, I gone. Because the fact of the matter is, when I saw what they were giving out, and I'm going to go to my point in a minute, they brought it to the people in the areas in a plastic bag that everybody can see, and they make them sign for it, and it's cool people, they go sign for it. And we don't know what's in that plastic bag, but we know it can't last very long. So ladies and gentlemen, where is the anger? Where is the uproar? Where are we, who do we tell in Jamaica, oh not going with foolishness? You cannot allow, I never seen a tail wagging a dog. And this is what is happening in our beautiful country today. We deserve better. We deserve better as a people. And let me make it quite clear. Jamaica has never been prepared for a hurricane. Why do I say this? I'm in the military, and you have military personnel, I think approximately 7,000 now, or maybe about that more, and you have the police, and you have the fire, and what have you. And when they went to these people, and I'm ex-military now, there were nobody there to serve anybody, give them a water, give them nothing, and most of the places were blown off, the zinc gone of all these people. So ladies and gentlemen, we know all this. So the same person come, remember, Tom Jean Potan, no fool, and if the same person come and tell you to go back to that place, would you do it? No. So it is for us in this room to spread the word that we are not going to take it anymore. We are not going to take it anymore because this is Jamaica. You say something about Jamaica and they say you're going to destroy brand Jamaica. That's ridiculous. Who is destroying brand Jamaica? Whoever is down there is destroying brand Jamaica. We send our money now, listen to this, and this one might be tough, to some woodless boy down there, I too, or whatever. I will send money and we know they're not going to do anything good with it. You have to change. I decided this evening to talk about education of Jamaica. Many governments have not educated us and educated the young people. Why have they not done it? Because they want to abuse us. They want us to read, they want us to name money in Pampola. You understand? We have to be educated, our children educated. We have to get the population sensitized. And we have to take care of the young people so that they can not get themselves in trouble. Why am I saying this? Because I too was a barefoot boy. I too never know shoes. Yes, I told you and say it's like a doctor or captain. No, it was true. But it was by the grace of God which we have forgotten. In our island we have forgotten God. I am telling you. And as a result of that, money and mammon has become more important than people. And we cannot allow that. And that is why we, and I don't know about other guys, I know about the field, are on this campaign because we want to make sure that the least, what we call the least among us, is looked after, taken care of. There was an old lady who came out in the storm and she had dementia. And she didn't know where she was. And of course she was washed away. There was a young man playing a football and the football left and the right ball and the football. You understand? We have to sensitize our people. We have to educate our people. We have to stop making them listen to lies. And we have to make them get to this thing called die hard. Die hard. Imagine people call people die hard. That means you're dead and you're hard again.
You understand me? We have to get serious and take the destiny of our country in our hands. Foreigners have come and taken over Jamaica. You have land in Jamaica. You can develop the land, you can do what you want, and you can work with each other. You know, one of the biggest problems we have is working with each other. Do you know that? You said, why look like you was no. Remember, time jump the food, but enough. We need to come together as a nation. And it begins in these protests. It begins in the very room. We have to bring back people to the old days when the village raised the child. We have to do that. That's why I'm here today. And I know that my colleagues are sincere about it. Of course, they have more facts about certain things than I do. And I represent and see all of them though. And I'm telling you tonight, spread the news. Let everyone know that it's important to make sure that you take care of that Jamaica land we love. Let me tell you something. There are many nations who would like to be Jamaicans, but they can't. They can't speak like us. Because we know how to cuss your tongue upside down and down and down and down. And for those of you who are thinking that I don't know how to cuss people, learn again. I remember a lady came up to me one time and the woman cussed me dog rotten. And I listened quietly and then I opened my mouth and she said, Jesus Christ, you lift up your frock now? I said, yes. He said, yes, I'm naked now, you can kiss me ass. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just warning you, don't try to cuss me. I'm very good at it, but I don't expose it. So all I'm saying is, you have to play Brother Tukuman and all that sort of thing. You have to get smart. If the politician come and give you money, take it. But now my mouth can hold him out. Right? No, because he not get it from anywhere good enough. But you get it from him good. So ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, education and believing in the man up above, or the woman whatever, up above, no, the man. Because I might get in trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, we must believe in something or we will stand up for nothing. So I'm here this evening to let you know that I am very, very lucky. And we are all very fortunate to be here this evening. And I'm thankful for where I am today because I have a mother. And let me tell you something, I have to bow and scrape to women. Yes, women, I'm not trying to brown nose you. I'm telling you the truth because my mother said, I brought you in this world and I will take you out. And she was 5'2" and I believed her. And here I am today from a Ocho. Anybody from Ocho in here? Alright, go give her a round of applause. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Well, everybody from Jamaica, you can raise your hand. I don't want to be. But let me make it quite clear. And she told me that. And I believed her. And I studied. And I still didn't do very, I did very, very well going on. And I'm here today. Every Jamaican child, everyone, no matter where they come from, no matter what they look like, what their color is, and they must start bleaching too. No matter what it is, they can become somebody. They can be the next prime minister. They can be, I know, and this is the one story I'm going to close with on this one, about education. There is an era in Jamaica that was absolutely volatile. And as the chairman of the Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, which Mr. Rattigan is, and also her, we had people go into a region that was volatile. Every day they kill somebody or murder somebody. And I can tell you, we've been in there for 4 years. 4 years. And there have been no more murder. Because we spoke to the community. We got the children to decide who they want to be. And most importantly, they want to be Jamaicans. Let me tell you why people envy us.
We run faster than anybody else in the world. We have the best coffee in the world so that Japan can buy it out. We have the, oh yes, you can shake your body better than anybody else in the world. You have the best rum in the world. Right? You have the best beaches in the world. Let me make it quite clear. I can continue and I can go on and on and on. And they say we do not love Jamaica. Where they come from? We love Jamaica. That's why we are doing what we do. And I encourage you tonight to do that and they also praise it on. Thank you very much. One love, one heart, one destiny. Marcus
Well, folks, we're going to bring it back to a very good message from our partner on Sunday night on the Town Hall, Miss Maria of Daisy Magazine. She's watching us right now. And what Maria sent me, a blessed evening to Wayne Rattigan, Mystic Sensation, Anne-Marie and Barra. Can't fool him again. Jamaican callers, Dr. Rupert, Mr. President and fellow Jamaicans. You notice she left me out and I'm reading. Corruption has been a major problem in Jamaica for decades. The lack of accountability through the years allowed the members of the political directorate to take for granted their duty to serve the people and instead are serving themselves, stealing from the public purse at will. Their behavior has gotten out of control. That it is as if stealing from taxpayers is a prerequisite for becoming a politician and is the best and only way to govern. The systemic corruption has become diabolical, untenable, and incurable. It is now incumbent on well-meaning Jamaicans to hold the government accountable by any means necessary. This is the big spender government with little results. The real Global Jamaica Diaspora Council is leading that charge. That illicit 7 plus Andrew must be unmasked and held accountable, in the words of my brother Rattigan. This is not my mother's diaspora. They started it and this diaspora will finish it.
Yes.
They have two choices, shape up or ship out. They can do so freely or by force. Either way they need to go.
By any means
Which functioning democracy in the world could a prime minister's statutory declarations be uncertified 3 years running and he's still in office? No one can sit idly by and watch democracy as we have known it be attacked by the Sancho-led administration. Much love and guidance to all in attendance. We are all in this together, a better Jamaica for all the people, yard or abroad. The word is love. Maria. Now, I wanted to get your attention. I mean, this is especially poignant. Hurricane shelters in the Caribbean typically have the following essential supplies. 1, water, at least 1 gallon per person per day. 2, non-perishable food items, canned goods, energy bars. 3, first aid kits and medical supplies. 4, flashlight batteries and lanterns. 5, battery-powered radio and communication devices. 6, personal hygiene items, toothbrushes, soap, toilet paper. 7, multi-purpose tools, Swiss Army knife, pliers. etc. 8. Sanitation and cleaning supplies, trash bags with disinfectants. 9. Blankets, sleeping bags, and warm clothing. 10. Important documents, your identification, your insurance papers, and anything else you need to get benefits. 11. Cash and credit cards. 12. Cell phone chargers and backup power sources, portable generators, that is. 13. Personal protective equipment, masks and gloves. 14. Pet supplies, food, water, and pet bowls. 15. Child and infant care supplies, diapers, formula, baby wipes. I'll give you a long list. Keep in mind, the hurricane passed Jamaica 45 miles south of Jamaica. And I never crossed over Jamaica. And that means without a direct hit, Mr. Rattigan, you've got the list of what they're asking for. Keep in mind, 900, what?
900.
President. 900 shelters are supposed to be open, according to the Prime Minister. And 700 and plus, according to Matthew Samuda. So let's find out what Jamaica need after the hurricane passed below Jamaica, 45 miles below Jamaica.
Let me just say that the government of Jamaica said before burial devastated southern Jamaica, said that Jamaica was more financially prepared for burial than any other hurricane. That's what the government said. Now also keep this in mind. You know what? Let me ask a question. Since 1960, how many hurricanes have made landfall passing over Jamaica? How many? Since 1960.
Ivan, there's Gilbert.
How many? Talk to other people. Talk to them. 10, then there's a 10. 3, 1.
3.
Anybody else? Any other answer?
Gilbert, Ivan. And the other two I know. I think Gilbert was the bad one.
5 of us up. All right, 0. All right, the answer is 1. Gilbert. 1988. And Gilbert caused $700 million worth of damage. Now keep in mind, the Prime Minister himself said that Jamaica was prepared at the highest level for burial. So you would think that hurricane supplies or supplies for the hurricane, shelters and all those things would be in place. Now let me read you the list that they sent out right after the burial path. Things that they should not be having. Here's the list. First on the list, lanterns. First, lanterns. Second, flashlights. Third, batteries. Then they get picky to them on solar powered batteries as well. On regular battery. Mattress, foam pads, tarpaulin, cots, hygiene kits, cleaning kits, jerry cans, portable generator, standby generator, heavy duty chainsaw, and the list goes on. Here's one, metal hull rescue boat. This is after the hurricane. That's what we want this to. Metal hull rescue boat. Did somebody say fishing out of Pedro Key? Yeah. Here's another one. Rigid hull inflatable boat, and they just don't want the inflatable boat by itself. Let's say you must sell it with engines and equipment. Right? Then they want wheelbarrows, raincoats. They want raincoats. They want
Yeah. Fertigation pumps. We didn't know what that. Them one, I think them know like that. Barbed wire, make some hot wire. They want hot wire. You know who don't tie up. They want fishing nets. Fishing nets. Somebody want a fishing man. And then here's they want search and rescue equipment. Oh, disaster response specialist. We don't know who that. Them just any able-bodied person that say you can come. You have to pay your own fee, by the way. Here's one of my pet. One of the ones that really caught my attention. They want fertilizer.
Oh yeah.
No, before I give out the mic,
But they have
to her. You don't need to about the fertilizer. Jamaica sell out the people in Western Sahara for fertilizer. Since 1976, the government of Jamaica supported the people of Western Sahara in their fight for autonomy against Morocco. Since 1976, PNP government, JNP government. In 2016, Jamaica went to Morocco. My favorite minister went to Morocco and they struck a deal. And they said, we are no longer supporting the people of the Western Sahara. We're supporting you, Morocco.
Kamala.
We're supporting you. And you know what Jamaica get paid? Jamaica get as far as I can check so far, 4 shipments of fertilizer. Each shipment consisting of 2.6 million pounds of fertilizer.
The standard is very low.
And then when I asked them for the fertilizer, I said to them, account for this fertilizer. About 400,000 pounds of fertilizer unaccounted for. They cancel the fertilizer down. Then them tell me that some of the fertilizer gone to a place called Orange River Research Facility. And I asked them, what the fertilizer do they? They said, oh, we couldn't give it to the farmers because some of the bags were damaged. Fertilizer don't like water. They scoop it up and they can pass it on to the farmers. And then when I asked them, what are you doing with the research facility? They said, we plant 147 acres of fruit trees. So we said, where the fruit then? And then you're not more about it. Right? And then they also told me that the fertilizer was supposed to be distributed in a certain way. You have to go to RADA, you have to go with a RADA card, you have to show that you're involved in farming. You have to show all kinds of things. And you're only entitled to 2 bags of fertilizer. Each bag weighs 120 pounds. And we see the video. I always see the video. All of us distribute fertilizer under the cover of darkness to certain people's places. People see fertilizer transferred from truck to another truck. Middle of night. And now they come and ask for fertilizer. We need to ask where the fertilizer. The Prime Minister full of fertilizer. Say this. So, hey, listen, let me tell you something. This list, and then they said, we want you to send the things that we're asking for. We want you to send them to the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. That office is a disaster. They were not prepared for this. And they will never be prepared for a category 4 or category 5 hurricane. Jamaica will never be prepared. People want you to understand. Jamaica has no hurricane-proof shelter. No. So if a category 4 or 5 in Jamaica is over. I told you earlier, you must think I'm going to come back. I told you earlier about our illustrious Minister of Finance. Brightest man in the world. Right? Big education, we call him Mr. Logarithm or algorithm, tropical rhythm. Yeah, we call him all kind of rhythm. This is the man who in 2021 convinced the Germans, the Americans, and the Brits to finance a bond for Jamaica in the event of a hurricane. What they did, they said, yeah, we will finance for premium. This is going to go from 2021 to 2023. After that, you, Jamaica, are responsible for paying the premium. The premium now is $10.5 million a year. Our illustrious finance minister signed the contract. He renewed the bond this year, April of this year. It will run through 2017. Premiums will be paid at the rate of 10.5 million for the next 4 years. And here are the conditions. Because I know if I ask all of you here, I say, you know, very much of Southern Jamaica, we should I get some money? Almost a person will tell me, yes, we're supposed to get money because we have insurance. Well, guess what? You have insurance and you have insurance and you must always read the fine print. However, in this case, there's no fine print to read because our minister negotiated the terms. So it's not like you're buying a regular auto policy where they just take it or leave it. And you get the policy and that's it. And here's what he agreed to. He agreed that in order, he insured Jamaica for 150 million. When the Brits, the Germans, and the US government did it, Jamaica was issued for 185 million. Somehow he just said, well, we don't need the other 30 million, right? 35 million. So we don't need the other 35 million. So he dropped it to 150. But here are the conditions. And that's why I tell you, say, we have to thank Mama. Who have to thank Mama? Mama never go to school. But Mama make sure so we go to school. So that we can understand. And see, like I can tell you about how we grow. She can't tell you no. But here's what happened. First condition, it must be a named hurricane. Named. It can't be a tropical depression. It can't be like something just passed through and that's it. One, named hurricane. Two, the eye of the hurricane must pass over Jamaica. They have 19 degrees. They cut up Jamaica to 19 degrees. The eye must pass over. It must be a category 4 or 5. And it must have a certain pressure, low pressure, within the system. Otherwise it gets 0. And as we know, Beryl went 45 miles south of Jamaica. Did not have the required pressure. So we don't have no money to get. We don't have no money to get. Now let me tell you this. Some people say, well, it's good to have insurance in case of category 4. People, remember this. Gilbert was a category 3 when Gilbert made landfall in Jamaica. Gilbert left Jamaica as a category 4. Now think about this. If Jamaica gets hit with a category 4 or 5, there is no Jamaica. There is no Jamaica. And the 150 million, well, first of all, nobody now going to collect the money. And the 150 million can't even fix one parish when it's all said and done. A category 4 or 5 hurricane over Jamaica is complete devastation. You cannot recover. 150 million cannot do it. It's better off to take the money where you have paid for premium and you build hurricane shelters, hurricane shelters. And you buy the stuff on a big you buy position at military bases across the island. Hurricane is not like a tornado where it just come like this. Hurricane, you have advanced warning, 4 days, 5 days. You pre-position the thing and you have people go to the hurricane shelters. And hurricane will pass after there too. And then you come out and you have your volunteer group and whatnot. And let me tell you this. Because of Jamaica's political position, because of its geographical location, there's no way the UN, the US, World Bank, Japan, China, there's no way they're going to sit back and watch Jamaica suffer complete devastation and don't provide relief. No way. You don't need that 10.5. So, here is what we do now. Because again, you say, Mama never go to school, but Mama said we are school. So we start to ask questions now like, who get commissioner for the money? This 10.5 million, who are getting the money out of it? Who? Right? One of the things we did on my last show, we brought in a statistician. And here is what the man said, we work out the formula. For $150 million worth of coverage, Jamaica was only supposed to pay about $3 million a year. So we have to give us 7.5 a year. 7.5 a year. And for 10.5 million, we're supposed to get $500 million worth of coverage. So we have given $7 million a year for this policy. $7 million a year. And whose money is it? Government don't have, nobody tell them government money. Government have no money, it's taxpayers' money. And if the government tell us they don't pay taxes in Jamaica, they are lying. If you buy a party, you have to pay taxes. If you buy a bomb, you have to pay taxes. If you get bomb, pony, you're now in a taxi. If you buy the pony, you get taxi, and if you get more.
All right.
But folks, just want to leave you with this.
Please, man. You know it today, a good church girl. I like her, see? Hey, she's sweet enough. All right, look like I get DJ. Jump. Yeah. Just crank it up a little bit. Come on. But guess what? What did I do? What you gonna do? What did I do? Hey! Guess what? Easy, what I do? What I do? Run it again! Come in now! I let you all take it up. You know you're ready to what am I here? What? What can I do?
to that one now. Drop it, drop it. Yes, sir. You can't work it out that now. Yes. I'm gonna do it. Take a project I won't. Not even for a minute. Let all the truth come from my lips. Bless my soul. Stop it out to me. Shoulders down. And then I'll sleep out. Hold on. Hey, let me tell you something. You see my family here, so? You're not too long to drop here, so. You see the family here? I'm doing it. Let me tell you this. Yes. We in the diaspora telling us, say, I don't need a baby now. One thing I'm telling us, say, jump that. No, sir. Trinidad. What about the people themselves? Love the man, call it up. What? I got people there, say. Everything is gonna be alright. What?
So, alright, now that you guys have woken up, please have a seat. Not my words. Not my word. And it's a cool word.
Rasta, may I tell you, is everybody having a good time? Yeah. Come on, I didn't hear that. Is everyone having a good time? Yeah. That's better. Why, may I tell you, women, you're the best in this contest. You don't know. Let's make some noise for Mr. Wayne. Long time! By the way, you have to talk about your wife. She's there tonight. Angie. No, you have to talk about, no, you have to say little things for Mama Angie.
No, Mama Angie. Mama Angie the greatest. You know, Mama Angie the winners son, Mama Angie.
Oh, you're so shy, Wayne.
I was a family morals, you know. We're a family morals, you know.
So, nobody acts so shy, man.
When I say 2 and 3, I think it's a family moral, see? And you must say this is 26 years of wedding anniversary. The daughter, 26. That I'm going to go down. I know that 6 years here, and I'm going to get that. Maybe we can't go like, maybe we can't go like the me in a boat that way. But when you get $75 out of $10. So you that
Oh boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Thank you so much for your participation. Hope you feel a little bit more awake, you know. Anybody feel like a little livelier? Alright, well here's the deal now. This is where I want your participation. So just like when you get up and you move and you bust a blank a while ago, I want you to take the opportunity to step up here and deal with some things. Now, there are some issues that Canadians are dealing with. You know, I was just talking to a lady and she was talking about some of the issues that because the Jamaican government don't put down a peg in the ground, it allows the government of Canada to treat Jamaicans in certain way. If you're not on papers or if you're not landing, they deal with you on a different level because the priorities from the Jamaican government as it relates to diplomacy is not where it should be. She also shared with me some lawsuit that was litigated and some other things. So I know that there are issues that Canadians are facing. So if you can point out some things that you know that you're personally dealing with when you come up to hold a mic, let us know, because once you bring that up, the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation is going to take up that case. Because one of the reasons why Wilfred Rattigan is so passionate about this, because he will sue any government in any country for you. No, he will. He will. If you bring a reasonable case that you say, you know, I'm having this problem, the guys over the embassy, the guys at the consulate are not doing anything to help me as a Jamaican. The One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation has a mandate, and we have determined and have purpose within ourselves to fight the battle for you. So don't feel afraid. Don't feel so you can't come make your point, because nobody can take away your right to speak up for yourself. And that is why we have a team of people who are expert in what we do, and we will fight for you. So right now, we're going to switch it up a little bit. I mean, you'll have fun later, but right now, eat some food, have a little drink, and just make sure so we'll keep the reasoning going, because everything we have said and we are saying is not going in vain. And get food done? Oh boy. Alright, let's go and drink, go and drink.
Hold on, them say the goat done, but they never say the chicken and the rice and peas and the steamed fish and all that thing done. So what about that?
Everything done.
Everything done?
Ah boy. Alright, bring that back. Hey, you know me like bun bun. No, me like bun bun. Anybody like bun bun? I mean, you like bun bun too? You're my best friend. She is my best friend. Me like bun bun. I rice and peas bun bun. I choke you. You know my rice and peas on a Monday? I rice and peas on a Monday? What do you know about that? Listen. Hey, because who said Sunday morning? Oh, I say yo, me like you too. Listen, so if the fool run back run out, they say, yo, give me the president like. They say, I want the presidential special. And then scream because the bun bun game, alright? So, big up yourself. DJ Cool, what's your station? Tell us a little bit about where people can find you here.
102.7 FM, Mondays, we do the afternoon drive still. But right now, it's not about me. It's about Mama Angie, we just talked about her. I understand she has some t-shirt, a set. So we want everybody to go on the back. Ask Mama Angie, what about the t-shirt and what DJ Cool talk about? And she'll make sure say things are going. They have some discount prices and all that today.
And there's a couple of people that wear the t-shirt, and I'm going big up yourself, sir. Empress.
Somebody wear a t-shirt or such a makeup on.
Yeah, man. So, J.A. So, if you want a branded t-shirt, please go in the back. This one nice thing.
We have some people on the front page or so. Hey, you guys can stand up so that I can see you. Please, stand up. Come on. Show some love for this beautiful young lady.
Turn around. Let me see the back of the shirt. Let me see the back of the shirt.
She looks like she's a model.
Yeah, man, she looks like a model.
Notice I didn't say model. I said model.
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 Alright, this is a man face on that shirt.
Especially that wife. Want to send some shout out to them. So come on, stand up and let them.
Come on. Big up on yourself. Dark Irish and nice Irish.
We love her. Jano, stand up so that the people can see her. Let's hear it for the
So you're from Jamaica too, physically?
Everybody that came
All from Jamaica. Big up to yourself, big up to yourself. Alright, y'all ready for part 2? Let's get to the reason. And let me tell you this. This part is going to be interactive, so I need your participation, alright? So that I feel shy, you look good. On the right place, watch that. You ready already? So come here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to big up all the general and one at the back. We set up there, keep the orders, maximum respect the general. Maximum. All the beautiful ladies in the back, wave your hand if you know you're beautiful and you know it, wave your hand. I was man that I wave, hey Bridget. Did I say man wave hand, sir? I said all the beautiful ladies, wave for the hand, come on, look good around there. Hey. Hey, listen, my man go say no. You know, we have slow night, I say no, no. I hit him a rock. Big up yourself, my virgin, at the car key, maximum, the general.
It's a DJ, you have the music, you can pay for the people.
No, I hear some music, man. Give me a minute, man. I said it gets an honor them. I'm going to run that video with you. Hi. I'm ready now. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, now, the floor is open. That's a liar over there. I'm not watching him. You know what I love him? I'm the smartest guy, you know. I mean, beside me, of course, but I mean, beside me, I'm the smartest guy. You know the man said, unlike the government, we answer your questions. Isn't it brilliant? But it's true though. I love and follow this guy because I know what he stands for. And as a person who loves my country, I want to stand with everybody who stand with Jamaica. Because I promise you, anybody want God Jamaica to retire? Anybody here? No, thank God through it, man. You know I'm willing there. I'm not to worry too much. Say I'm going to kick off it up and take away your work at foreign fight. They know when you have to shovel snow. Eh? They know when you're up here if you put up with foolishness and want to put prejudice and racism. They know. And you want to go down. Go make sure, say, the piece of land where you have a little house where you have, you can go in and close the door at night time. And now you want to come out and make a little thing of man. And then they want to take it from you. We're going to fight for you. We deserve better. You don't deserve better. Come up here so when you're ready.
I got a question for you.
Alright.
What's this spreadsheet, the liar? Because I know a lot of people want me to touch you. Does he have an Instagram page that they can go to and find you? Please tell us that.
Line up on a social media handle. When I come back to you guys can share. But we know OJLDF.net. Reason with Ratchigan on Facebook. And we know we have the man in the wilderness, we know the Mystic Sensation, and of course the Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, Dr. Rupert, all over social media. But here's the deal. What do you want to ask the panel? Because they're ready to take your questions. And I have a question, but I'm going to save it last. Because what we want to really know, is when they are going to benefit out of this and do it for you. Me want to look up before me get a part of the organization was a question me asked. And I have to say, what we want out of this? What Dr. Francis want out of this? What Carlos want out of this? And I definitely know when Miss Gega and Mary you are. Because I told them to like Andrew and Juliet and I told them I take. So I want to know what they told them what. You know what I'm saying? No, my apologies. I'm not supposed to say Andrew, I'm supposed to say Kancho. Because me can't say so, you can't say no. You have to say the Honorable Prime Minister. What are we talking about?
Honorable Prime Minister.
The Honorable, okay. Did this Honorable Prime Minister? Oh boy. But listen, so when I ask them, what do you stand to get from fighting for the people of Jamaica? Number one, understand to get death threat. Understand to be ostracized. You stand to be criticized. You stand to be looked down on. You stand to be called unpatriotic. Why would I do this and people are treating us so? And the same thing the whole of them say. Me not do it for me. Me do it for the people. Me do it for my brothers and sisters. Because they grew up in an era where we were our brother's keeper. And like nowadays, Penny now. You understand? They grew up when we were our brother's keeper. And all of these people right there, give up of themselves to do it for us. So at this time, if you have a question you want to ask, make sure you find yourself up here. So we have a mic. It's going to be right here, this one. And it works. So bring your question, come, and the panel will ask you your question. Okay. Our fearless leader said, I can move around and come to you because some of the heels are squeezed. I don't miss it so. I don't miss it so. Come here with car by your shoes. Let's take it off and come. Here this yellow one with your heels. Get back to sheep.
Well, I like the first question to come from this young lady, because I think she knows this Virginia for a long time. So she must have a number one question.
Alright, so I'll be coming to you according to our leaders, and you'll give them the mic to respond. They can't walk to the background while I walk. So when I walk, just give me a little bit of music, so it can really dead up, just line up some truth.
So she wear the teachers who said, not my word.
Oh, so she not the words? We'll be coming for your words. Herb, we're coming back to the prayer. What Herb done? Young lady, looking so gorgeous. What's your question?
I'd like to know when the government is going to go to prison.
All right. Y'all heard the question? Mystic, you see you're a researcher. Me knows you probably have someone that's leave a long time. I got a few questions this. Keep the mic and make you answer DJ Cool. Come on, you answer to that. Mystic, you, if you mind, shall you say the whole of your jail?
Alright. Now, as it relates
okay, hold on.
Yes, as it relates to that question, it might look simple, but really and truly, it's a very serious question. Why it is serious? Now we have seen that this government has extended itself as it relates to corrupting the criminal justice system. We have known that we have a DPP in office that will never ever, prosecute this Prime Minister. We have seen on several occasions where the DPP utilized what we call statute of limitation as it relates to an NWC director that she utilized statute of limitation on, throw away the case. So obviously, we have a DPP that protect the criminal status quo of the Jamaica Labour Party. And I've seen time and time in terms of the evidence that being proven to be so. Now, how do we get rid of this government? Well, we have to vote out this government. And when I say vote, the vote is significant because we have to understand the politics. If when we vote out this government, it should not be a marginal win. Why? If you have a marginal win, remember that the way how bill passes through to becomes law as it relates to the Parliament, the lower house, the upper house, then of course it goes to the Prime Minister's office, from the Prime Minister's office goes to the Governor General, and that now the Governor General has said that in law. But in order to do so, if the particular party, People's National Party, has the majority, what that simply means that majority power that they have, they know as it relates to vote, they will now have the numbers, 2/3 majority, that 2/3 majority will able now to pass, deals with those bills and put them into law, as it relates to, for example, the Prime Minister executed Section 3 as it relates to the statutory, the Integrity Commission Act 2017. The Prime Minister used his 48 member to pass Section 53, subsection 3, simply means it muzzle the Integrity Commission. That means the Integrity Commission cannot speak, right, on matters of investigation until it goes to the Parliament. But what the Prime Minister has done with that also, right, they are trying now to divert from it, right, and to make sure that it goes to the Integrity Commission Committee or Oversight Committee. What does that mean? Just imagine that the Prime Minister's wife, who is a part or a subject of the investigation, right, sits now on the committee. Not only that she sits on the committee, we have Warmington, who sits on the committee, and where Warmington himself had made an attempt to destroy the Integrity Commission. So then now, information that you are passing on, right, so then you can make yourself more equipped, more informed, right? And let me give a little extension, and I sorry for, I love talk long enough about President. I just like to give them the details so that they fully understand. Now, for argument's sake, in terms of the corruption that stretches across most of the institutions. Now, let us look at the appropriation account report, and let me just explain that. To every ministry, you're going to have.
Well, this is not the environment for his recovery. He has a feeding tube. His family is in need of financial assistance to get him in a medical rehab facility. Now, a supporter, and God bless all of you, a supporter of what we're doing, found a rehab center that is willing to discount the cost of taking care of little David. And here's the discount. It's going to cost the family $1 million Jamaican dollars monthly for daily care and therapy. It's going to cost the family $3 million Jamaican dollars for surgery to put back his skull, take the skull from out of his stomach, put it back in his cranium, right? Now, people have reached out to our Minister of Health and Wellness. So far, no assistance. None. While his poor kid is suffering at home. And there's more. There's also, and they asked me to ask one something to mention this, there's a Dr. Carl Bruce, who's the medical chief of staff at Ewing. He's the minister's best friend. He got the job from the minister. Nobody at the hospital wants him there. And recently they're saying, and this is what I'm reading, in case they want to sue me, that them box them on nurse, and now they're trying to keep it hush-hush. But folks, this is what's going on in our medical portfolio, Ministry of Health. That you have something, think about that child could be any one of us. Child. Think about that. And you're sitting there, 16 years old, and you're watching him suffer. There's no way he should have been released and sent home. No way. And people are crying out right now to the minister saying, look, we need help, you have to help this kid. And there's no help forthcoming right now. No help. And this is the same ministry that the Auditor General said 700 billion Jamaican dollars went unaccounted for.
Thank you. All right, we're gonna have our panelists make their final speech. I know it's after 11, some of you getting weary. So I'm gonna start with Dr. Rupert. Can we send the mic down? Gonna give you your final thought. Carlos is on his way back. So please, gentlemen and lady, please keep it brief. And Anne-Marie, we have to put the ball on your face, so. In peace, the next time, me ready, me done. Fix the face. And fix the face. And it's that far up the track,
No, I
Dr. Rupert,
would say that that was a very compelling story, but it's not the only story that we could tell. And remember that young police officer who needed the transplant, and we were able to get her to New Jersey, to get some help, and she was there for a few months. Yet she was in Jamaican hospital for about 2 years, and the Minister of National Security saw her and promised to see her, and never did. And she was a member of the Constabulary. Her name was Dominique Anderson. Why do I know? Because I'm the person who got her there and got her back into Jamaica. We knew she would not last very long, but there is no preparation. There's no, I was a scout and we had a motto, be prepared. Jamaica has lost that. They have no preparedness. What's wrong? It's like we have lost our humanity. And that goes across political lines. So I'm saying to you here this evening, I'm asking you that those of you who can assist this group here, your Canadian group, to put together the organizations that we need, the Global Diaspora Council in Canada, and the Jamaican Diaspora Crime Intervention Task Force already exists to support that. You will be doing yourselves a great service by assisting Wayne Lonesome, Mystic Revelation, and these real revelations, I think. And, everybody here. And I met Mrs. Wayne Lonesome, and I'm telling her, boy, I don't know why that man was on so tight to her, because she's really a great. Give her a round of applause. Absolutely, and everyone that did what you did here this evening, and all of you who came here this evening, I salute you. And I hope we meet again and again to plan, yes, forward, including anyone. Even if you disagree with us, work with us. Because we're working for our country, Jamaica. Land we love.
Yes.
One in, one out, one
Dr. Francis. Dr. Francis and all the panelists, how can they find you on social media? And please, everybody, don't be as long as Dr. Francis.
No. It's very easy. First of all, I'm with Mr. President over there, with Good Evening, Mr. President on Super Times Radio. But we also have a Jamaican Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force that you can meet me on. I'm on LinkedIn. I have a fan page on this as well. So it's Dr. Rupert A. Francis. It's easy to find me. And I'm ugly enough so everybody can see. So you will see me, so please reach out to me anytime. I can give you my telephone number, I'm not ashamed, so you can write it down. It's 909-994-2490. 909-994-2490. And my other number is 561-809-0855. I repeat, 561-809-0855. I'm in West Palm Beach with Mr. President most of the time. Okay? And my family. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes. The number, the first one is 909. That's a California number. 994 is a lot of 9. 909-994-2490. And 994-2490. Now, let's go to the other one. 561-809-0855. And if you can't find me, I am sure the man in the wilderness, Mr. Lonesome, and Mr. Revelation, and his real revelation can find me. Alrighty? Oh, my God, Wilfred Radical. He can find me anytime, and everybody knows where to find him, right? Oh, okay. And of course, Herb. Lord of mercy, Herb is going to kill me. Herb, you too. Herb Nelson, you can find me because, he's in the military and it was in the military. So thank you very much. It was great being with you. I enjoyed every moment and I look forward to coming here again. Thank you.
Yes, God. Thank you, God. Guys, I must give my final speech by saying, I'm overwhelmed and I'm glad and grateful to meet you guys. I'm glad you guys come on. This ain't no easy stuff, This ain't no joke. We're not here to eat no food and no jump and dance and so. This is a serious movement with the This is a movement. This is a movement so serious that any one of you guys is willing to hold anybody coming up power accountable. Anybody. Anybody. You see, for example, for Andrew Wallace, if Ma come in and say, we are burning. Promise me, we are burning our country. Like the President said, this is an investment in the future. And trust me, some of you might die before we see complete change. Guys, you want to know this is a long distance. This is a marathon. This is a sprint. I want you guys to know. So even to my brethren as a Will, Earl, Ratty, the whole away, me have to say, look here, this is a marathon and a sprint. Things are going to come up to knock we off kilter. Things are going to come up, trust me. Things are going to come up to drop a bomb and confuse us. You mad? You think we're going to smooth stuff? No man, not even Jesus ever smooth stuff. So you understand this? We have to pay attention to these things and stick together strong. No. I didn't know that Andrew Wallace was going to be a problem. You guys knew too. When you say man come up one undated resignation letters, think about it. Remember when they are foreign, you know? A foreign come and get smart and wise and more intelligent than them, you know. Them sorry, them can come and foreign enough of them, you know. Say, should we call them stay in Jamaica? No. Undated resignation letter. You go see that up here? Canada have a Canada. Undated resignation letter. That means any man say anything about him, you're gone. Alright. I want to. Alright. So we know that Andrew Wallace was going to be a problem. When he wanted 70 years for us to have access to information. So when he's dead and gone, nobody left hold him accountable. And what is that? 70 years before we can swim in the office. So the day dead and gone, Jamaican call us music sensation that can look for Will Ratting and Will also when they dead and gone, we can't answer the question. We don't say man's no good. When you see a prime minister, I'm not declared this statutory declaration in about 3 years.
Nothing good about it.
When they are foreign, you can't stay in the office. A foreign will come down there too. If when they are Jamaica, we'll still run on the chicken back and flower train. I say we can find a politician to give you some fertilizer, some road contract, piece of food, young business. I don't care about nothing. How many of us get the money? A Jamaica don't care about the hospital. Put the money on. Where I used to collect it from politicians. No one only has some. Used to get stuff from the politician, don't think about the hospital or schools.
Not all of us.
One more. Also, you cannot be innocent of code of conduct. You know your premise is no good when you refuse to sign the code of conduct and not declare this asset. So we know we have a problem right here. The Constitutional Court. The government lost to the Constitutional Court consecutively about 8 times. What that says to you? Man violate our constitutional rights. That's what it is. For the government to lose in the Constitutional Court like 8 times, back to back, never win one. You tell me about government will violate the constitutional rights of Jamaicans. A constitutional rights violator. So, clear, this man is not for us. And you see, coming out here, we must make a mark. This must equal the vote. No, I'm serious. Our country say, this gathering must equal the vote. We understand, say, if Mark Golden come in and get trouble, what we going to do? This must equal the vote. We can't come and chat. Call the family of Jamaica when I send money to. Tell them what time it is. Call the family. When I tell them what time it is. Our future depends on it. You understand me? This one I've been power. Can you imagine an Andrew Wallace under 4 years? Just imagine. Imagine. Guys, I love you. And I love you and I want this to happen again. We'll know some. Next year? We'll know some. Commitment to us. Commitment. Make a commitment. We'll know some. Next year? Next year. Alright. So, guess what? Thanks to everybody who come. You know, big up head teacher K. You know, head teacher, what's her name again? She's up at Andrew Stevens. She's a head girl. She's a. Where do you get sister? Edgar Shane sharing it about Angela Stevens' speech. Ashida. That's Edgar sharing it. Real warrior. And bring up Commissioner Joy from Florida. Commissioner Joy, City Commissioner, politician. See her? Our own Commissioner Joy from Florida. Chris Gunn, bless for yourself. Look at me, I pass the mic. I'm chatting out to the man.
Thank you. All right.
David Jervis, bless yourself, sister. Of love teacher number one. Keep it rolling.
Your Facebook handle, social media.
Jamaican call us everywhere. Jamaican call us everywhere.
Thank you, Carlos.
Yes, thank you.
JC.
All right. The truth be told is just we cannot theorize, let me use that term, theorize Mark Gordon. Why the reason I'm saying it? If you remember, Pharaoh asked a man to make brick without straw. When Moses asked Pharaoh to make brick without man, where am I going? Simple means that when we investigate everything about Mount Gordon, the simple fact is that we found no corruption. None. Let me explain this. Mount Gordon has legitimate businesses. And as it relates to the law in Canada, law in the United States, law in England, UK, everywhere, that when you are a businessman and you are going to go into the realm of the politics, then you should put all your business in a blind trust. Let me ask this question. Did Mark do that? Yes. Okay. Now, Andrew Holness didn't have one business to put into a blind trust. You see, we can't color this thing, right? We have to call a spade a spade. So if I say to all of us here that there is no other government under the history of Jamaica politics corrupted like Andrew Holness, am I lying? It's the plain truth. It's the plain truth. Let us do some comparison. Regardless of what you want to say about the PNP, tell me one PNP MP that go through the judiciary and found guilty. Not one. Now, tell me about the GLP. You have 8 of them. 8 of them. And under Andrew Holness government, we have seen 6 increase to 8, and by the year finish, you might have 49. And I rest my case. Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming to support this historic occasion. Really appreciate each and everyone as usual, and it was a wonderful meeting. A lot of you putting names to the faces. So thank you for your continued support. And I want to say that a new day has dawned. It's about accountability, good governance, and leaving a legacy for our next generation. So keep the fight going, keep the fire burning, keep on supporting. We have to keep keeping on in order to get what we need, which is a better Jamaica for each and everyone.
Thank you, Herb. And Alexis, can we pass this over to Herb? Herb.
Now, I'll read you something when the JFP government took power. Corruption is a pervasive issue affecting many Caribbean countries, including Jamaica. A change in government can bring opportunities for reform and improvement. Jamaica's recent change in government with the Jamaica Labour Party, taking over from the People's National Party, this is back in 2015, has raised hopes for addressing corruption and bringing relief to the population. The new government has made commitments to strengthen anti-corruption agencies and legislation, enhance transparency and accountability in government, implement measures to prevent corruption in public procurement and contracting, increase public engagement and participation in government. However, addressing corruption, as they found out, is a complex and ongoing process. Sustained political will and commitment, is that there to address corruption? It's a question, folks. Tell me if there's sustained political will and commitment on the part of the GLP, in your opinion, to address corruption.
No.
Robust institutional reforms.
No.
Active citizen engagement and participation.
No.
Collaboration with regional, as a matter of fact, we took initiative when it came to citizen engagement and participation. So that's what we're doing right here, right now. Collaboration with regional and international partners. And they've asked anybody to come in and investigate any situation. All right. So while a change in government can bring new momentum, it's essential to remain vigilant and ensure that promises are translated into concrete actions and tangible results. We're talking about the within 100 days that Wayne played earlier. All those promises. The people of Jamaica and the wider Caribbean deserve a government that prioritizes their needs, ensures accountability, and promotes transparency. Continued advocacy and engagement are crucial to achieving meaningful change and relief from corruption. So while we are busy in Washington, in the UK, and here in Canada, fighting corruption within our home country, there is very little effort on the part of our government to apply themselves to a more robust fight and prevention. I read out several issues that impact Jamaica. And until those changes are made, until we can see where the judiciary and the DPP applies themselves to fixing what ails us, it's not going to happen. So, what are we left with? We're left with the fact that the government must either resign or we have to, as people who vote in Jamaica and overseas, vote and send them home. All right?
Thank you. Now I will turn over to our fearless leader, Mr. Wilfred, and then we go to our host, Mr. Lonesome.
Let me just say that the message for Lonesome regarding Dr. Carl Bruce has been the medical chief of staff at UWI, that he's the minister's best friend, he got a job through that relationship, and that he recently had an altercation with a nurse. I don't want to keep it hush-hush. Although they've been presented as facts, I personally believe at this point they're allegations, and we're going to look into those allegations, and if it's true, then at some point we will make the announcement that these are facts. But until then, they're just allegations. So sit tight. Now, they said, fool me once, shame on you. Right, fool me twice, shame on me. There is a steady and a constant drumbeat from the government when representatives go overseas and they come up to places like Canada for them to promise us several things. One of the things they've consistently promised us were two things. One is They said back in 2016, and I remembered it because I was in the auditorium when it was said. They said, we are going to show you that we are transformational in the sense that we are going to allow you, the diaspora, to have representation in Parliament. That's one. The second one is they said, we are also going to make sure that you vote in Jamaican elections. And they've said it numerous times over the years. And they have, it's an evolving promise, both of those, they're evolving promises. Because at one point the Prime Minister said, you know what, it was December 2022, he was asked on the Let's Connect program that's hosted by the Jamaican ambassador to the United States. He was asked about voting. What are you going to do about voting for the diaspora? And he said, yeah, you know, it's going to be a constituent. He says it's going to be constituent voting. Most people hear that term and they don't even know what it means. Say, I love reading, I love doing research. When I looked up, what does it mean? It means that he's going to take all 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever number million of us living overseas, and he's going to say, okay, you can vote, you can register, you can vote, but you can only vote in one constituency. So you're going to have one constituency with 4 or 5, 6 million people, and you cannot, because he said, we don't want you to have any significant sway or influence on who the government or what the government is going to do, the composition of the government. So here we're going to give you the right to vote, but you're only going to be able to vote in one constituency. It makes absolutely no sense. No sense. Then they talk about, oh, we're going to give you a seat in the Senate. Listen to me, please. Don't be that fool. They say a promise is a comfort to a fool. But we will take a promise one time. We won't take it two times you really, you know, 2 times you are a fool. And that is exactly what they've been doing. And they send these people out and then they trot them out and they come to the diaspora and we're looking for funding. They say, oh yeah, we're not going to vote, you know. Oh, by the way, how many people in this auditorium live outside of Jamaica, but you vote in Jamaican elections? 2, 3, 4. All right, 5. Good. Have you ever heard of something called the Representation of People Act? No. Okay. Let me tell you about the Representation of People Act. What it says is that if you're Jamaican and you live outside of Jamaica, your residence is outside of Jamaica. Oh no, let me back up. It says if your name appears on the registration list, you can vote in that constituency. Except, most people don't read the except. It says except if you are ordinarily resident. What it means is that it says if you don't live in Jamaica, or you can only vote in that constituency if you're ordinarily resident in Jamaica. So what it means in layman's terms is simply this: if you reside overseas, you should not, you're violating the law if you vote in Jamaica. Indeed. But here's what happened. They'll tell, yeah, it's on the books. No. Is it enforced? No. But you don't want to be that object lesson. You don't want to be the person that they grab onto and say, well, we're going to prosecute you for election fraud. But it is against the law if you're not a resident in Jamaica to vote in a Jamaican election. And the same act, it defines residence. In case anybody's asking, what does it mean? It essentially, it says it is the place where you spend most of your time sleeping.
6 months, 6 months.
Good, well, fine. Yeah, if you live 6 months here and you live 6 months here. But here's the problem. When you live in Jamaica 6 months, do you work in Jamaica?
Yes, cell phone.
No, do you work, you sell phone in Jamaica? All right, do you pay taxes? Keep that in mind, keep that in mind. If you live in Jamaica, if you're saying, well, you know, I'm a part-time resident in Jamaica, but I'm a full-time resident in the United States, and I'm just using the United States because I'm not familiar with Canadian law. And so what happens is that if you live in Jamaica and you work while you're there, you have to pay your taxes to Uncle Sam. And most people who do that, they don't pay taxes. Mr. Phone Man, you pay your taxes, they say. All right, well, you good.
But these are things, but you see, these are things that the government won't tell you. I see this young lady right here, look puzzled. What? Yes. No, the law says you must ordinarily be a resident there. You must live there. No, the taxes have nothing to do with the ability to vote. It's your presence in the country for an extended period. And it says, and believe me, go back, folks. Just read it for yourself. It's called ROPA for short, Representation of People Act. And it essentially says, if you're not a resident in Jamaica, you cannot vote in Jamaica. You should not. But here's the thing. I've heard the Jamaican ambassador to the United States, I've heard her say on more than one occasion that you're going to treat people with week and no issues. In addition to that, I just heard about 2-3 weeks ago, the person who's Dr. Nadine Spence, she made the same thing. She said the same thing. She said, yeah, we were talking about voting, and the group was talking, and she said, yeah, well, you can't come on, you can't vote. No! I mean, yes, you're not going to do it. But I'm just making you aware that there's a law that says, unless you sleep in Jamaica most of the time, you're not a resident, and you can't vote there. So, I've said all of that to say this. You are going to get a lot of promises over the next few months. Why? Election is coming up.
So what if I have a house I have 2 homes in Jamaica?
Give me one now. Oh, you don't have to. Give me one.
I said, what if I have 2 homes in Jamaica?
Oh, what if? Okay.
2 different parishes. And 2 addresses.
You're only supposed to appear on one list to vote.
Well, Matthew Samuda did. He had to.
Yeah, people do it. Look, here's the thing. There are people doing all kinds of things. But you don't want to be that person that they're going to make an less amount of. No, I can tell you this. Because of my stance on what's going on with the country and how the government is just displaying bad governance every single day, I know if I go home and I try to vote, I will be the object lesson. I will be that object lesson. I know that. So, again, look, it's my pleasure, my privilege to address you today or tonight, and I really appreciate all the support we've gotten from you and the warm reception I received tonight. And I'm looking forward to us doing great things in the future because unity is strength. No one person can do this. We're all listening together. The struggle continues.
Thank you. Before we turn over back to our host and man of the hour, Mr. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to interrupt. I'd like to ask a very quick question. Just complete, please and thank you.
You have 30 seconds.
Yeah. What about the Prime Minister having the electoral office in his office? Yes. What are we going to do about that for election? Because this is like, it's too much. The electoral office to me should not be in the Prime Minister's office.
We have all the offices.
Let me just say, here's how I approach it. I approach it like this, like, look, if we don't say something, if we don't do anything, it is going to continue. He has 19 offices
in his office.
Portfolio.
Yeah.
19, including NEPA. And NEPA is the one who gave his wife the permit to build that construction up in these flats.
Yeah.
So we have to take some action. Now, as I've said to people before, I can't tell you and I will never tell you who to vote for because I never voted. I can't tell you who to vote and I won't tell you who to vote for. What I will tell you is that I will provide you with the facts so that you can become an informed voter. And at that point, it's entirely up to you. If you believe that, if you go home and you vote in Jamaica and you believe that your MP is the greatest thing since sliced bread, that vote is between you, your God, your conscience, and the person you're voting for. It's none of my business. My job is to make you informed so that you don't become or you don't continue to remain a legacy voter, where you vote a certain party because your mother votes for your father, your grandfather. No, it's about education. So we have to get to that tonight.
Thank you. Well, all right, guys, before we turn over to Wayne, let me take this opportunity to thank First, all of our panelists, guys are amazing. Thank you for the efforts to fly here, drive here, just to be a blessing and to hold up Wayne's arm and to also stand up for Jamaica. Let me thank all of you who are also here, who stuck it out with us. I know we had advertised that we're leaving at 10, start a little bit late, but you guys are troopers. So big up on yourself for that. Those of you who are watching us, we appreciate, love that. Those of you who will see this in the future, thank you. Again, let me thank you for being a wonderful audience. My name is Lincoln Lewis, aka President Lincoln, aka Mr. President. Let me also thank my co-host, DJ Cool. And I'm telling you, the man shows bossy. Look at that shoes there. Shoes are bossy, eh? And shoes are bossy, you know? So later on, let's saw him skank. Talking about skanking, big up DJ Flex, until you play music, the rest of DJ they get vexed. So I know say you coming up next, and I know say you're gonna bring your best, alright? So everybody give up for DJ Flex. Yeah. Hey, the man say man something for you know. Once he track the first one, and I must love it. And I go down the place. But one thing where I come with. But me have a certain kind of vibes when me I think about, but more than so I come with, alright? So I hope you have a great time later on. Also, at this time, I want to thank our host, Mr. Wayne Lunsum. I want to thank you for all you do, your wife, your daughter, and the team here in Canada for what you guys did to put this together and for opening your arms and welcoming in the team. We're very proud of the work you're doing here, and we want to continue to support the great job. And without any further ado, I'm going to yield over to you to make your final statement and your closing. Thank you, Wayne Lumsden.
Yes, brothers and sisters. Enough respect. Man, the women is, they have hold government accountable, nothing cheap. Let me just play something, look, I'm going to make it sharp. Let me just play something, not play this fast here.
All well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime and against the government in not doing enough in fact. All well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert. All well-thinking Jamaicans should raise their voice in concert against the high levels of crime and against the government in not doing enough in fact. All
Yes, you know, let us thank each and every one who turn out. Next year, great time. Yes, and hear this now. Remember to support the one legal fund, Jamaica Legal Funds. And then you have a Wayne Loan Sum and Anti-Foundation there, where you know we do a lot of things and them thing there. Check my man too. And then we have some t-shirts around here, so you know, the man in the wilderness, the Titans. Yes. The Renegade when afraid. And we have some of the t-shirts. And we have some of the t-shirts around there, so we not make sure we go scoop them up before we leave, you know. Them they right this. Yeah? You know I do the meet and wait, but thank you people for turning out. Next year, and next year, enough respect.
All right, remember guys, those of you who have a donation, please bring it. Mr. Herb Nelson is here. You want to, okay, this guy been asking to help us raise some funds. I'm giving you a turn to second.
30 seconds. Talk is cheap, brethren. Wait, you spend some money, right? You spend some money, right? Whenever I go to a wedding, depending on where the wedding is, I gotta pay for my food. Some banquet hall is $400. Too many Jamaicans go to people's wedding, and now free food, not me. Alright? So I gotta pay for my food, and then put some money for the gift. I've been to Chinese wedding and they can buy a house. Portuguese wedding they can buy a house. I see a box, a cardboard box. When I go to church, I see the ATM machine to give me money, right?
and we doing a corporate box, people. So when I walked in this room today, you know what I saw? $60,000. Because I did not leave my house to listen to these fine people without contributing some money. And it's not because I have money. I love summon people. And when I go to diners at Warren and Lawrence, you probably know the store, one summon is about $150. So you know, when I drop some money today, what I gotta do? I have to learn something summon for the next few weeks. We have to sacrifice people. Let me see. No, you guys don't want to hear about money because that's the problem we have. We have the problem with the money. Alright? One thing, please. The average Canadian wastes an average of $1,000 in spoiled food every year. So when you want to start earning the money, stop wasting the food. We got to learn to raise funds, and we got to learn to come to events with some money. Because we can't make these people fly and spend their money and to get food. We don't donate anything. I'm going to give my portion to wait. And when I did my math, if everybody gives something similar, the minimum we would raise at the count earlier would be maybe 20,000, 30,000, all right? We like to listen to talk, but talk is cheap.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Stay back, please bring a donation to us. We greatly appreciate it. If you have Zelle or Vimo or Cash App, we'll take whatever. If you have Canadian money, it's all a blessing, whatever it is. Thank you.
It's nice to meet you, and I'll see you online as usual. Hey, listen, I haven't gone to your channel, but I watched that document you did on the women, and that's a very nice piece. You know, so I always share your content. Okay? Yeah, so this is it. 416 317 8471. And you can ring my phone so I can get your number. Let me see if
All right, guys, thank you. I'm big up my friend and DJ Flex.